On this video, I'm going to give you all my thoughts on the Inmotion E20, not as a user, but also as a friend that tried to bring one of my best friends like Filipe, that you can see on this video, riding for the first time electric unicycles. So if you want to know that and much more, stay tuned until the end of the video. This is not a video that I'm going to go in depth on the specs. We have done that, and you can see now Filipe just falling, so you can see that he's not an experienced guy. He started riding recently. I tried to put him riding electric unicycles a while ago, but unfortunately he always say no. Have tried one time, to be honest, teaching him on the Inmotion V3, that is normally the wheel that I used to teach everyone before I received the Inmotion E20. But he tried one time and he said, no, I don't want to try anymore. When I have received the Inmotion E20, I have to say to you guys that I was not really excited about the idea of receiving this wheel because it's not fast, it's not powerful. But I remember how I start riding electric unicycles, or at least how I start to make my brains to buy an electric unicycle, and that's when the Inmotion V3 came out. We are talking about a wheel like the Inmotion E20 that have a similar profile with two tires. So when I start thinking about that and about friends like Filipe that is always with me, but he never really wanted to try electric unicycles because he was scared about it, because it's just one tire and he didn't felt safe, I thought this is the right moment to try this one. And since I said to Filipe that I have now an electric unicycles to teach people with two tires, he thought that's a good idea. I can think about starting to ride electric unicycles. And basically Filipe, after 15 minutes trying to ride with the Inmotion E20, he ride with me for about 4 miles on this wheel. So we went until the lake at night and we came back. So the footage that you are seeing, no, is not his first day, but it's the second day. And you can see that he's still not really comfortable on this wheel and he feels really different. And I have to say that even it was Filipe that was teaching me how to curve on this wheel. Because if you think about it, I'm an experienced electric unicycle rider with over 40,000 miles on my legs. So I know how an electric unicycle should feel. But Filipe, since it's his first electric unicycle, or his first time really testing an electric unicycle, he teach me how to use this one, or at least to curve on this one. So if you think about electric unicycles, when you try to do a curve, you just have to use your legs to try to push a leg towards one side. But in this case, because you have the two tires on this wheel, you need to really look to the right direction. So if you want to do like 180 degrees, you need to look back so the wheel will feel it that you want to do that. And the worst moment for you will be when you try to really do a curve. You need to think to lift one of the tires, and that's one of the moments that as a newbie rider you can feel a little bit more scared, but believe me, this wheel just wants to go straight. Don't expect to have like crazy amount of range on this one. Don't expect to have a crazy amount of speed, because when we talk about speed here, you just have 20 miles per hour, a battery of 450 watt hours, and it's very easy to overpower. And when we talk about Filipe, Filipe is a guy with basically 80 kilos, and we managed to do about 8 to 10 kilometers with this wheel. 8 already quite beeping, and from 8 kilometers I can say to you that yes, you can push a little bit further, but you are going to hear this wheel beeping all the time. And when we talk about beeping up to 8 kilometers of range, we can say that it passed from 20 kilometers per hour to 15 kilometers per hour. So if I go back in time and I tell you a little bit more about my thoughts about starting to ride electric unicycles, I was really interested since 2012 when they start to come out, but I was really concerned about the cost of an electric unicycle. I was really concerned about not being able to ride an electric unicycle. And when I saw in 2016 the Inmotion V3, I started thinking, this is a wheel that I will be able to ride. But in opposite of that specific time, now when you look to an Inmotion E20, it's quite a cheap option, because this wheel will cost you basically $400. So $400 for a wheel that you can basically borrow to your kids to ride, And if you think about kids, they are quite light, they'll go quite slow, and in other words, you have plenty of range for them. And for an adult, even with 80 kilos like Filipe, he was able to do 8 to 10 kilometers in one day riding with me without a problem, so definitely a plus. The worst thing for me on this wheel is definitely to start riding, because the wheel, since you have two tires, it doesn't want to bend towards one of the sides. So in other words, when you try to start riding electric unicycle, with a normal electric unicycle, you have tendency to bend that wheel towards the floor. So you have the leg on the other side, and in this one you have the feet on the floor, and you just put a bit of pressure and suddenly after you jump on it. But when we talk about this electric unicycle, is not the same nature, so you need to just jump quick, and you can even start riding without really pushing the wheel to go forward, and that's the way that Filipe until now is feeling and is starting to ride an electric unicycle, and that's one of the things that you will have to improve to pass from an Inmotion E20 to something like the Inmotion V8F. And when we talk about the Inmotion V8F, don't expect that it's the same kind of wheel, because on this video I'm filming with an Inmotion V8F, and it's much more powerful, because with the Inmotion V8F unlocked, I can reach the double speed of the Inmotion E20, so it's much more powerful. And when we talk about miles, I can do basically 17 miles, and I'm also about the same weight as Filipe. I can see the Inmotion V8F as a transport, but I can see this wheel really as a transport for kids, or a wheel to teach your friends and family to start giving their first steps on an electric unicycle. One of the things that I said previously on the unboxing, I don't get it why this wheel is white, it makes no sense, it's a wheel to learn. I have to say that the wheel is really resistant, because Filipe have sent this one multiple times towards the floor, but it's already all scratched, so I don't see the point, and I don't understand why Inmotion doesn't do like a cover like they've done for the Inmotion V8F. I think that the Inmotion E20 is a game changer, and not because they have delivered something new, but because they have delivered something that we didn't have on the market for the last 8 years. If you follow me for a while, you know that I've been really mad about the market since Brexit happened, because I used to receive all the electric unicycles in this country, but things have changed, so at the minute I just receive Inmotion wheels. And the biggest problem to have wheels reaching to the UK is really the weight and the size of it, because it makes the transportation of those wheels super expensive. And the other big disadvantage that you have by only doing really powerful and really big electric unicycles is that you will not allow the community to grow, and the Inmotion E20 definitely can bring more people like Filipe to start enjoying electric unicycles every single day. So Filipe was really comfortable riding with this one. He didn't felt too much pain on his legs. Just towards the end he started feeling a little bit of pain on his feet, but to be completely honest, is completely normal no matter which electric unicycles that you ride. Obviously, if we are talking about an electric unicycle with a suspension, you'll feel more comfort towards your feet, and depending on the type of pedal that you have, you'll be able to also increase the comfort. And when we talk about grip, this wheel, the pedals, they are more in a V shape, so you always feel your legs in contact with this wheel, and you'll not feel that you are out of control and you'll fall. So when we talk about the slope on this wheel, it's just 15 degrees, so don't expect to do like big hills. And if you put someone with 80 kilos like Filipe, this is going to happen to you. So if you see here now, Filipe is going to try to go out of the road and going, almost falling, but going here, and now he over torqued the wheel and the wheel just turned off. So yeah, not the best wheel for someone with 80 kilos, but even if your wife, imagine it's just 50 kilos, I think is a wheel that is really capable to have some weekend that you just go around with her until she decided that she wants to do this more often. When we talk about the handle, I have to say that this handle is a bit flimsy, but with all the falls, it's been lasting. Obviously, the part where you attach the handle and it doesn't go up and down is broken since I came out of the box. and Filipe was able to ride with it, or in this case to walk with it, when we went to the supermarket without a problem. But obviously the handle is a little bit in the short side for Filipe because Filipe is much bigger than me. But suddenly a massive change happened. So Filipe didn't really want to ride electric unicycles for more than I insist, and he's someone that is with me quite often. But I convinced him now, and even the other day that I said, Filipe, let's go to the supermarket just quick on the electric unicycle. He said, oh, why not? And we just jumped on it and we went to the supermarket and we came back home. So definitely a massive plus and a massive pleasure that I have, because when we talk about electric unicycles, the thing that gives you the most pleasure is to ride and to have someone riding with you. So I was super happy to see someone so close to me to be able to enjoy something that I love so much. Don't expect that it's super easy to curve with this one, because like I said before, the wheel have tendency to want to go in a straight line, and that's the purpose of having two tires, is to allow you to be easy to maintain the balance on it, and slowly you'll be able to feel how it is to put a little bit more pressure in one pedal and the other. So definitely a plus. Here I would like just to show you how it is to start riding again, because Filipe is going to jump off of the wheel because he was feeling a little bit of pain on his feet. And as you can see, he put the 2 feet on it and is not really going forward. So with a normal electric unicycle, you need to start giving some momentum, otherwise you will not be able to go out of the same place. When we talk about lights, don't expect to have the best lights in the market, but they are completely capable just to go to the supermarket if you have some lights where you are riding, because they are more than enough for that. So if I give you my last thoughts on the Inmotion E20, I think this is one of the most exciting wheels. Yes, not for the power, not for the speed, but for the fact that you can bring more people that you love to start riding electric unicycles. It can be a friend, it can be someone from your family, or even your wife doesn't allow you to bring your kids to ride an electric unicycle. Maybe if she sees that this electric unicycle have 2 tires, it feels safer for her to allow you to teach your son or your daughter to ride an electric unicycle. So I think that's a great approach from Inmotion to deliver this one to the market and to bring a wheel that is basically a revival of something that happens 8 years ago, because the wheel and the specs are basically the same as it happens 8 years ago, but this wheel brings a lot of things and a lot of parts. They are exactly the same of other wheels like the Inmotion V8F. I'm talking basically, for example, the front light of this wheel is exactly the same that you'll find on the Inmotion V8F. So if you are thinking to purchase this one, you can use the links on the description below. It will allow you to have some discounts no matter where you live, because I have multiple stores that works with the channel, so feel free to use those discount codes. And if you have any questions, you know you can leave those questions on the comments below. Really soon I'll give you my full thoughts on the Inmotion V1450S that I've been riding for a while. And also, if you want that I bring Filipe to give his thoughts as a newbie about electric unicycles, leave in the comments below so I can invite him here and we'll do like a quick talk show where he gives his thoughts as a new rider.